Hi, everyone. I'm Colleen, and welcome back to another live stream brought to you by the exceptional people over at Princess Dental Staffing. Happy to see everyone on this Wednesday. So today, I'm super excited. You may notice I'm super excited because we're doing another three-part series. If you were present for any of the previous three-part series that we did, then you already know that I love to do three-part series because it allows us to bring you information. Don't get me wrong, I love bringing you all information about your career in the dental industry. But you know, when we're talking generally about things like resume writing or interviewing or things of that nature, when we're talking about it generally, right? It's just very general. And when we get to do these three-part series, I get to bring you targeted and tailored information specific to your position within the dental industry. Because the positions, you know, dental hygienist, dental assistant, you know, front office receptionist, they're all very, very different from one another. And you're going to want to focus on different things. So I love, love, love bringing you these three-part series and just bringing you that that targeted information. And today is part one of a series we're doing on job descriptions. And today we're talking about dental hygienists. So of course, next week we're going to be talking about job descriptions for dental assistants. So we're going to be talking about job descriptions for dental hygienists, you know, what job descriptions are, why they're important, and what you should include in them if you are a potential employer who is writing one, and why. Okay, and we're going to give you some examples as well. So there's a lot that we're covering today. So I'm super excited about that. But before I get too deep into all of that, I just want to remind everyone that Princess Dental Staffing is bringing you this live stream, and we bring you new live streams every week. So if you don't want to miss out on future streams, be sure to like our follow our page or subscribe to our channel. If you like the information we're bringing you, be sure to comment below, drop us a like. And of course, if you have any questions, thoughts, insights, or comments on the topics that we're bringing you, drop us a comment below, okay? Additionally, Princess Dental Staffing is an online dental job board, and they have positions available, full-time and part-time, temporary and permanent positions for dental front office and dental assistants, dental hygienists, and dentists in a variety of different areas. So be sure to hop on to princessdentalstaffing.com today to see what positions are available in your area. And if you're a potential employer and you're looking to post on princessdentalstaffing.com, well, after today, you'll know exactly what to include for a dental hygienist job description, right? So perfect timing, right? Additionally, on princessdentalstaffing.com, if you're a job seeker, you can create a profile and get your information in front of potential hiring managers. And additionally, their blog is available on princessdentalstaffing.com as well. And you know, if you've watched any of our streams previously, you know that, you know, our streams cover, you know, a lot of the same topics that they cover in their blog posts. And today, after I've completed this live stream and the video is uploaded, I'm going to comment below with the link to the blog post, because we have some examples of job descriptions for you to get some inspiration from if you're trying to write a job description for a dental hygienist. So I'm going to comment below so that you can view those examples at your leisure. Okay. Alrighty, so let's talk about it. Job descriptions. Okay, so what is a job description? Essentially, a job description is exactly what it sounds like. It outlines the position, okay, of dental hygienist for a specific office or a practice, okay, and it's what you will post on, you know, dental job boards such as Princess Dental Staffing, and it's usually the first point of contact that a dental hygienist has with the office or practice. Okay, so that's why a job description is important for dental hygienists. It's why it matters to dental hygienists, because again, that's sort of their first impression that they get of the potential office or the practice. Okay, so the dental hygienist who is looking, the job seeker, right, who is looking for work, the first thing they're going to read about your practice is the job description, and they're going to be looking for certain things and making sure that that position aligns with their own career goals and where they see their career going, and you know what they want to do and what they can do, right? So there are certain things that they're going to be looking for, and you know, depending on you know what they see and what they read, they can decide or not decide to apply for that position. Okay, so that's why job description, you know, writing a creating a well-written job description is super important for dental hygienists. So, what are some of the things that dental hygienists are going to be looking for, going to be screening for in that job description? Well, first and foremost, pay, right? Because it's a position, it's a job. So, one of the things they might be looking for is pay or a pay range. Okay. They will likely also be looking for culture, right? What's the office culture? Can they get a little bit of information on the culture so that they can be sure that it aligns with, you know, with their goals of where they see themselves working. Benefits as well, of course, pay and benefits, they kind of go together, right? So if it's a permanent position, okay, benefits are definitely going to be you know, really important to dental hygienists. The schedule as well, another important part, right? Because if your schedules, your if they're the dental hygienist availability and your schedule doesn't align, they're likely not going to be applying for that position. And that as the potential employer, that can really kind of help you in the long run, right? To make sure that you're getting applicants who are willing and able to work that set schedule. And last but definitely not least, skill set, right? Making sure that the experience and the skills that they possess match what is in the job posting, in the job description, as well, to make sure that they can deliver um, with the and align their efforts with the expectations of the office. Okay. So that's why job description matters for a dental hygienist. Why does a job description matter for a dental office or a dental practice? Well, because again, the job description um, outlines what the dental hygienist can be expected to do and what kind of experience and skill set that the office is looking for. So, you know, having that information in the job description means that you're going to get a better applicant pool, essentially, right? Like, for example, like I talked a little bit earlier about, you know, dental hygienists and listing the schedule on the job description. So, you know, for a potential employer, listing that schedule, if it's a very specific schedule and it's not very flexible, particularly if it's not very flexible, listing that schedule can really mean that you know you're going to have less applicants drop out once they figure out what the schedule is, right? So it's better to kind of list that sort of thing up front. Okay, so it's a great tool for potential employers to attract the right applicants, to attract the applicants who can do the job and are willing and able to do the job, and that you have and that they have that information kind of up front. Okay. So it's important if you are the potential employer to make a list of some of the skills and attributes and all those sorts of things that you want to attract in candidates. Okay. And making sure to articulate that very clearly in the job description. Okay. So, for example, what does that include? For example, abilities for working as a dental hygienist at your office should be specified, necessary prerequisite skills, listing out their responsibilities, what they can be expected to do after they are, you know, after they are hired, and what your office offers in terms of work environment, benefits, perks, compensation range, and those sorts of things. Okay, so those are definitely some things that you're going to want to include. Okay, all right. So that's what a job description is. That's why it's important for a dental hygienist, and that's why it's important for a dental office. So let's do an example, and I'm just going to do kind of the shorter example here. Okay, I'm just going to read off the short, not very detailed example, so you can kind of get an idea of things that you might want to include if you're writing a job description. Okay, for our expanding dental office, we're looking for a dental hygienist. You'll help the dentist with numerous operations and x-ray equipment operations. It would help if you had a current state hygiene license, up-to-date vaccinations, and previous experience as a dental hygienist to succeed in this position. You should be dependable and create trust with patients of all ages, as a dental hygienist, must have a thorough understanding of relevant health and safety regulations, and a keen eye for oral disorders and irregularities. A steady hand and a pleasant bedside manner is also an advantage. Are you interested in joining our team? Please send your resume and cover letter to email address, or submit your resume and cover letter via this website. Okay. Alrighty, so that's kind of a shorter description, but we've definitely got some key and crucial information here. For example, the office made clear they're looking for a dental hygienist. Okay, they've listed out what the dental hygienist can be expected to do, such as helping the dentist with numerous operations, X-ray equipment, and that kind of thing. They listed out some key skills and attributes as well: dependable, create trust with patients, thorough understanding of relevant health and safety regulations, and those sorts of things. So they've hit on some of the basic items. So that's kind of a shorter description. Okay. So with a shorter description like that, from the potential employer side, something that's a little bit shorter and not as detailed and specific means that you're going to be getting a wider applicant pool. Okay, it means that you're going to get a wider variety of applicants applying for your position. Okay. So, and this is coming from my experience in human resources. So, if you listened to any of these streams before, you may remember that before I was a professional resume writer, I was in human resources, mostly concentrated in selection, recruitment, and onboarding. And from that experience, I can tell you that a shorter and not as detailed description means you're going to get a wider variety of applicants in your applicant pool. You'll probably get more applicants in your applicant pool as well. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, if that's kind of what you're going for as a potential employer, that is totally fine. Okay, but if the more specific you get, the smaller your applicant pool will be, but the more closely aligned they will be with what you need for the position. So those are just some things to kind of consider as the potential employer when you are writing these job descriptions, in deciding whether you're going to be a little bit less descriptive or a little bit more descriptive. For example, for something that's a little bit more descriptive, you may want to actually list out the required qualifications and skills, maybe a bullet point list. You might include things like communication skills, patient-centered attitude, attention to detail, ability to carry out duties within the scope of an RDH's practice, such as performing dental hygiene screenings and cleanings and those sorts of things. You may also want to be a little bit more detailed in the skill set that you're looking for. For example, direct experience and knowledge of dentrix. Okay, if that's something specifically that you're looking for. You can also include, like I said earlier, you can also include things that you offer, because when you include things that you offer, that can really help the potential job seeker make a better decision, a more informed decision when it comes to whether or not they're going to apply for your position. So you may say something like, we provide a positive, meaningful, challenging, supportive work environment. Okay, not only is that a benefit, but that also gives the job seeker a little bit of insight as to your workplace culture as well. Okay. Competitive salary might be something that you list, and all of those sorts of things. So again, when it comes to whether you want to be more or less descriptive is really going to kind of depend on, what you expect to get from your applicant pool. Okay. And as the dental hygienist, as the job seeker, reading through these job descriptions, okay, it can give you a really great idea of how to tailor your resume and cover letter. And yes, and we've talked about this before. It's been a little while since we've done a stream on like resume writing or cover letter writing or anything like that. But I will say it until I'm blue in the face. It is super, super, super important as the job seeker to tailor your resume to each and every job posting. Yes, it's time consuming. Yes, I know you don't want to do it. I recommend that you do it anyway, okay? Because these job descriptions are the answers to the tests. This is specifically what the potential employer is looking for. So if it's a little bit shorter of a job posting, okay, and it's not as descriptive, it's going to be a little bit easier. It's no less important to take the time to tailor your resume and your cover letter to that specific job description. Okay. Alrighty. So, um, so just some kind of some insights and information on those job descriptions and why they're, why it's important to include certain information for not only the potential employer, but also for the job seeker as well. Okay. All right. So those are our that's our information on creating a job description. Okay, for a dental hygienist, what it is, why it's important for the dental hygienist, and why it's important for the practice. And like I said, after this video is uploaded, I'm going to include a link to the blog post below so that you can take a look again at the shorter example that I read through in this stream, and also the longer one as well, so you can kind of compare and contrast and see what the differences are, and kind of think about as the potential employer what kind of applicant pool you're going to be getting, and as the job seeker, what you're going to want to make sure that you highlight in your application documents, specifically your resume and your cover letter. Okay. All right. So thanks for tuning in with me today, everyone. So next week, we're going to be talking about the same thing, but we're going to be talking specifically about dental assistants. Okay. So, and that will be part 2 or a 3-part series. Okay. All right. But until then, until next week, again on Wednesday, until then, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Continue to stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye, everyone.